Player ratings then, Everton 4, West Ham United 1, as Everton cruise into the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup with a fantastic win today at home against the Hammers. Jordan Pickford then have gone for the 7 for Jordan. Thought he had a good game today. Look, some people have criticised them for their goal, of course. Again, I don't think Jordan can do an awful lot. Should he probably have got to it and maybe stretched more? Maybe, but I think he's at full stretch, to be perfectly honest with you. And I also think that Robert Snodgrass should have been closed down before he got anywhere near having a shot. So I don't really criticise Jordan Pickford for that, if I'm being perfectly honest. Other than that, he had a decent game. Obviously saved an acrobatic effort from Sebastian Haller in the second half as well, and done everything else that he needs to do. He wasn't challenged an awful lot today. He wasn't put under an awful lot of pressure, but everything that he needed to do, he done quite well. So I've gone for a 7 for Jordan Pickford. Michael Keane have gone for an 8. Really, really solid defensively. Like I said, other than that blip in the at the beginning of the second half where they scored, I thought all defenders were really solid today. Michael Keane as well, fantastic. Also a brilliant ball over the top for Dominic Calvert-Lewin's first goal, a fantastic assist. So I've given Michael Keane an 8. Lucas Digne a 7. Again, thought he was really good today. Obviously next to Michael Keane, playing in an unnatural position at centre half against big, forwards, Premier League players, and still, managed to sort of to make it look like he was naturally playing in his natural position. He was brilliant today. Done everything he needs to do defensively, got the ball out when he needed to, worked the ball well, and he was just really, really solid. So I've given Lucas Digne a 7. On Niles Nkunku, who was being called by about 17 other names during the game, I've given him a 7.5. Thought he managed really, really well today. It was always going to be interesting for Nkunku to see how he, done against Premier League players in terms of defensive-wise. We all know his quality going forward. We all know his ability going forward. But it was always going to be interesting to see how he sort of, how he looked against Premier League players defensively and how he matched up against them. And he done really, really well. Like I said, not a lot went down that left-hand side. He covered a lot well. And okay, West Ham didn't have a great deal with the ball and he didn't create a mad amount of opportunities, but he still looked composed and he still looked assured. So I've given him a 7.5. John Joe Kenny, I've given him a 7. Again, I thought he had another really, really solid game for the time that he was on the pitch. Obviously, he went off injured, which is very, very unfortunate, holding his ankle. But for the time he was on the pitch, I thought he had a very, very solid game. Looked really, really assured, really confident as well. Didn't make any mistakes, really, positional-wise. He looked decent. Sheamus Coleman obviously come on and replaced him. I've given Sheamus a 7.5. Again, another brilliant performance by Sheamus Coleman. Every game he's featured in this season, he's been absolutely exceptional. And another top performance by Sheamus today. James Rodriguez, I've gone for a 9. He's just magical, this lad, and he's absolutely magical. Everything that he touches turns to gold. Literally everything that the lad touches turns to gold. He is just absolutely exceptional. Really, really brilliant passages of play in the midfield. Obviously, he was involved in 2 of the 4 goals, maybe even 3 of the 4 goals. Brilliant passages of play through the middle of the park. And like I said, every time he's got the ball, no matter how many players are around him, no matter how many players crowd him, you always look at him and think he's going to do something with that. He's going to get out of that situation, or he's going to create something, because he's just that quality of player. So I've given James a 9 today. Fabian Delph 7.5. Thought Fabian Delph had a decent game, to be honest with you. Obviously not a fan favourite by any means, but, come in and done his job. Looked assured defensively. Every time he got the ball, he was playing it well. Brought the ball out a couple of times as well, quite well, and beat his man. And I just thought he looked decent, so I've given him a 7.5. Gylfi Sigurdsson next to him, 7.5. A little bit of a quieter one for Gylfi today, but still a decent performance. Still didn't put a foot wrong, threw himself into challenges when he needed to, got himself involved. And, for that he gets a 7.5. Look, I can't sit here and criticise Gylfi Sigurdsson at all this season. He had an awful season last season, but this season, okay, he's only come off the bench at times and played in the Carabao Cup fixtures, but I don't think he's put a foot wrong so far this season. I don't think he's put in one bad performance. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, we'll leave Dom till last actually. Richarlison have given him a 9. Again, obviously, brilliant performance by Richarlison, getting forward, trying to create opportunities. Very unlucky to not get a hat-trick himself today, obviously hitting the post on one occasion, scored a goal which was deemed offside as well. On one occasion, marginally offside, and of course got the second goal to get us back in front. Okay, it took a massive deflection, but he got himself in the position, he beat his man, and he got himself in the right position to bury it, and it was a fantastic finish by Richarlison. It was a fantastic effort which took a deflection, obviously going down, which wasn't great. I can only hold my fingers crossed and pray for Dominic Calvert-Lewin and hope, pray for Richarlison and hope that it's not a major injury, and hope that he will be back by, you know, at the very least the Merseyside derby after the break, but ideally the game against Brighton on Saturday. But I've given Richarlison a 9. Alan, an 8.5. Again, thought he was brilliant today. Really, really good performance by Alan. Controlled everything that he needed to. Got himself involved where he needed to as well. Really, really solid in the middle of the park. Used his body well. Threw his body on the line. There was a couple of times where West Ham were sort of feeling a little bit comfortable on the ball, and he just went and nicked it and just completely killed their momentum. I thought he was brilliant today. Again, another player though that has suffered an injury going down, seemingly to be holding his groin. Hopefully it's not too much of a serious one. Again, I don't know the severity of the situation, so I don't want to sit here and question it, and I don't want to sit here and guess as to how long he'll be out, because we don't know at the moment. But again, another top performance by Alan. I've given him an 8.5. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin a 10. A 10. I just don't see in any other world how you can give Dominic Calvert-Lewin another score. He was absolutely brilliant tonight. Absolutely brilliant performance by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Getting a hat-trick, of course, his second hat-trick in consecutive games at Goodison Park for Everton Football Club. 8 goals so far this season in 5 games. He is on world-class form. Absolutely world-class form. And you know what, I sit here and, again, selfishly, I'm probably going, you know, not going to say, oh, I desperately want him to go out for England, because again, it's just another opportunity for him to get injured. But he definitely deserves that England colour. He's the best England striker on the planet at the moment. But not that I'm too arsed about England, because he's the best Everton striker on the planet at the moment, and he's absolutely exceptional. The kid is just a level above anything, and to see his progress over the last few years and to see how well he's improved, he's just done phenomenally well, and he was brilliant again today. Absolutely brilliant. You know, again, like I said, I just don't see any other world in which you can give Dominic Calvert-Lewin less than a 10. He was fantastic. His first goal was exquisite, brilliant touch and a brilliant finish. Second goal was fantastic, striker instincts. You know, Iwobi curls it in, it bounces off the post, and he gets back. He runs in and finishes the rebound. And then the third goal again was another brilliant finish. Good ball in by James to Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson plays a nice ball through, and he finishes it calmly for the hat-trick. He's starting to look like a real top-class striker. And again, another excellent performance by Dom today, so he gets a 10. Going on to Alex Iwobi off the bench, I've given him an 8. Done well, got involved in the game, of course, hit the post with that effort that consequently led to Dominic Calvert-Lewin's second goal. Got involved, obviously come on for Richarlison, but done well, ran about and threw himself in and made sure he was involved in the front forward line when we were breaking forward. So I thought he'd done well today. And Abdoulaye Doucouré, I've given him a 7.5. Come onto the pitch for Alan, done exactly what he needed to do, broke the play up well, used his body well, and again just sort of filled in that midfield role and done the little bit of running around that we needed to do in the last 15-20 minutes of the game when the rest of the players were a little bit legless at that time. And there you go, Carlo Ancelotti. Listen, we've won 4-1 at Goodison Park at home. We've won 6 games out of 6. We've scored 20 goals. Carlo's getting a 10 as well. There you go. They are my player ratings for Everton 4, West Ham 1. Let me know your thoughts on them in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button. It does only take a second. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? It only takes a second as well. Big thanks for watching. And yeah, we'll see you soon on the Mighty Blues.